I'm Chris from MyMMANews.com, being joined by Julius Anglickas, who in a last-minute replacement, he'll be stepping in to take on Vadim Nemkov at Bellator 268 as Anthony Rumble Johnson's late replacement, as Rumble Johnson has been forced to withdraw due to undisclosed illnesses, and now Julius is days away from a lifelong dream vying for the Bellator light heavyweight strap, and I got my man right now, Julius, to talk about it. Julius, first and foremost, congratulations on the opportunity, and how are you, my friend?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure for you being on. It's a pleasure getting a chance to talk to you before fight night, man. So you were originally slated to fight Karl Albrektsson. When did you get the news?
Oh man, I forgot already. I think we found out about it when it was like six or 7 weeks before the fight, before the date. So I mean, we had enough time to prepare for it. But you always think that you could have done more, you could have done this, you could have done that. But I mean, I know I worked hard. We did everything we could. But yeah, it was like 6 weeks ago, I believe, or so. When they called me, they said, "Hey, Rumble is having a hard time. You might be the replacement. We don't know yet, but we're gonna find out." So we weren't sure for like a week and a half or so, and then they called me like, "Hey, okay, yep, we're sending you a contract. You are gonna fight for the title." So that was cool, but it wasn't crazy surprising because the idea was already there. So it was like slowly warming me up for it.
Now, that makes me curious. Now, you're saying you weren't fully surprised. Are you one of those people that, you know, you visualize and then you bring it to life as it happens type thing? Visualize it to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't like extra surprised because like they already were talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, like Anthony is having a hard time, but so you most likely will replace us. So since there was talk about it, it's like, okay, that's most likely what's gonna happen.
Mm.
So whenever they did call me, I was already kind of expecting. So since they were telling me like expect that you might fight for the title, so if they would have just if everything would have happened in one day, like hey Julius, Anthony's out, you jumping in, sign contract right now, then I would have been like, whoa, what is going on? But it was like a little more dragged out. They were just keeping me on the sideline, just informed, but just on a standby, like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Because it was hard to put my mind on it because it wasn't 100% official.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what do I think about? So it's like I was kind of thinking about Nemkov and Karl, but I kind of knew by how they sounded that yes, most likely I'll take the title.
How difficult of a spot is that to be in, to potentially be worrying about two separate people at the same time? Like you said, I mean, you're going to be fighting one or the other, and you're having inklings on one side, but then again, you're already slotted and scheduled to fight this man. I mean, is that kind of like a mental back and forth, like battle within itself?
A little bit, but it's definitely a little bit like, who do we get ready for?
Mm.
But at the same time, training is not drastically different because I mean the point is all right, like let's get in shape, like let's do all the things right anyway. They're both different. Maybe with Karl there would be a little bit more wrestling, but it was definitely a weird moment, but just because it's like, come on, just tell me who am I fighting. But during that moment, we were just getting ready. We were just doing what was right and just trying to get in shape. And since that's what we had in control, that was the only thing we were worried about at the moment.
True. Only worry about what you can control. So
Right.
moving forward, but can you express, once you finally got the news, man, I mean, just vying for the title, that's just a lifelong accomplishment within itself. Can you express, put into words that excitement once you finally got the news that you will officially be fighting Vadim Nemkov?
It was pretty cool because was morning workout. It was like 9 a.m. I did my jump rope, and my coach was on the phone. I wanted to get a sip of water. And he's like, Julius, come outside. Take the phone. I'm like, what? I grabbed the phone, and my manager was like, Julius, I'll send you email. Make sure you sign the contract because you'll be fighting for the title. I'm like, hell yeah. So it's happening. So it was definitely cool. Like, it was one of those like Rocky movie moments where Creed's manager is telling Rocky, like, do you believe America is land of opportunities? And like giving that guy a shot. So like I felt I was like in their similar boat. I'm like, I got the shot. Like, how cool is that? So there is pressure, but at the same time there isn't. Because it's like you are brought in, but as an alternate. So the kind of people expecting you to lose. So there was no pressure like that. Just me fighting for the title. It's a win-win. It's like, what else do you want? Like you fighting a tough guy. So no matter what tough guy you're gonna fight, it's always gonna be kind of a coin toss who's gonna win. So you can't just the person can't just win every single fight because like no, both guys are tough. Kind of anything can happen. So I almost feel like I have more pressure when I fight weaker opponent, just because I feel like I have to win. I got expected to win. I need to win. While right now, tough opponent. All right, well, let's go in and let's fight it out, and whatever happens, happens.
How do you feel you operate when you're put under the gun, under pressure, if you will? Some people, they perform extremely well. Some people need the pressure, whereas some people, they don't necessarily need the pressure. Sometimes it doesn't, prove to be beneficiary of them. How about you as an individual?
Uh, I feel pressure. There is different kinds of pressure. Like right now, absolutely, I feel pressure. And if I wouldn't have something to be stressed about, I'll find something else to be stressed about. So, and with each fight is different. Um, I would say it helps because it keeps me on my A game. But at the same time, like the Contender Series fight, which I hate that fight. Like I put almost like so much importance about winning that I barely fought. So like it was just like bizarre. Like my mind was just like in a weird spot, like, oh my God, I need to win. So I was just kind of like grabbing him and like it wasn't entertaining at all. So I think just how you feel at the moment, how the stars aligned and who you're fighting and for what. Like right now it's like it's title fight. So it's someone's gonna come out winning and it's not like other guys sucks or anything. Other guys, oh, it's two people fighting for the title, so they both good. Someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose. All right, well, and there is no shame in losing during the title fight. So I think that pressure is slightly off, but at the same time, it is going to help me to go and perform because all the pressure is off now. Just go in there and just bang it out and just give it all. So,
And you're talking about the American dream and the stars aligning and opportunity, and it just immediately it transitions me into my next question and talking about just your history and coming over to America from Lithuania, and you're on a 9 fight win streak. You're 3-0 in Bellator. So, I mean, you being put into this fight, all the accolades and all the numbers are right there to support you. So my question is, do you feel that this is your time? The stars are aligning for you now.
it it definitely makes me feel that way. Like, but the more I feel that way, that's when that pressure is coming in. Now it's like I need to win right now because everyone says like it's my time. But it is weird. It's like I do feel like it's my time somehow. I do believe that I'm gonna win. Like everybody's around me saying how I'm gonna win, how it's like my time. Like no one worked as hard as you. No one did this, no one did that. It's like I don't see it because I'm still the same person as I was when I fought in my amateur days. Um, so it's just like I don't see it, but everyone is saying like, no, like you did your time, like you did everything you could, like this is your shot. You're gonna take it. You're gonna win. We all see like people had dreams about it. They were like messaging me that like I knocked them out and everyone's talking about it, comparing to like DC how he won the tournament. So I'm like, this is like a perfect story in a way. But so it's amazing, but at the same time, I have to be realistic. Some amazing stories do have dumb endings where you think the person's gonna win and he doesn't. So me, I need to treat it as a fight, and I need to understand the dangers. And I guess what helps me to win the fights is I always give my opponents extra credit. I always think they like unbeatable, dangerous, they better than me, and that keeps me on my toes. I still don't want to say that, oh, I'm better than him than this and that. People always bother me with like dumb stuff like, oh, you gotta sound more confident. You can't say that. You can't say that you're scared. I'm like, what? Like, no, like, I'll say how I feel because that's what's been getting me set for fights. So I always, yeah, always gonna give my opponents too much credit because if I think it's gonna be really, really bad and it's not, I'll feel happier about it.
Mm. And not
Versus
only that,
opposite,
but
yeah,
adding on what you're saying, but asking you to sound this way and sound that way, that takes away from your individuality and your character. I mean,
right,
and you have a fan base for the people that have come to know and love you for that exact humbleness, that same person that, like you said, that has been there, the same person since your amateur days. So to
right,
ask somebody to sound different is quite a bold ask of somebody, right?
right, right. Like I could honestly say that I'm scared to fight, but and people say like, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, why? Oh, like because then they'll know you're scared. I'm like, I'm fighting for the title. I'm 10-1. Like you said, I've been beating people. I feel for this fight just as scared as any for the fight. What they gonna tell their coaches and their coaches be like, oh, Julius is scared. Like you gotta get him this and that. Like, no, I've always been scared.
Hmm.
And that always helped me. So you can people can do all the psychological stuff they want. It's like it's stupid. I remember in when I did boxing, like boxing has extra of it. Like I remember like being like, "Oh, Julius, don't walk out just yet. We gotta make him wait." I'm like, "What? Yeah, we gotta make him wait. Just wait a second. Wait a second. All right, let's go now." I'm like, "This was stupid. Are we in high school? Like, are we literally playing all these little mental games? He's ready. I'm ready. Like, I probably all I did right now was just piss him off even more. So it's like, are we just pretending like trying to get a glimpses of some kind of little mental edges? Like, no,
Yeah, and far be it for you to be honest. And usually it's the honest people that garner the most amount of respect, at least from my neck of the woods anyway. So, I mean,
right?
but moving forward, obviously I don't want you to give away your game plan, not that you would, but with the changing of opponents, does your game plan alter vastly, or is it like you said, just getting in there, getting ready, getting shape and getting things done?
A little bit. Like we thought Karl might try to grind me out a little bit more with his wrestling. Nemkov throws a lot of feints and he likes his leg kicks.
Hmm.
And and that's I feel like one of his main things. Like his hands are great. They're awesome. And but I feel one of his things that slows people down are his leg kicks and people start worried about that. So we're just gonna have to address it,
Hmm.
like check it, counter it, or just eat it and counter it. We don't want to give it away for free because I don't want to get kicked in the leg all fight. Like the thing might fall off. Like I don't want to. and he kicks pretty hard. So like that's one of his things. So we're gonna have to address it and yeah, just address that.
Now, just obviously, I know you're not looking past Nemkov, but I'm just talking about feasibly what could be happening and what's in alignment here, as we've previously talked about. Now, pending the win, you'll feasibly be fighting titles back to back. You'll be getting the world light heavyweight title and then the Grand Prix title on top of it, if pending this win and then the following win. So, does that add any excitement or does it add pressure?
It adds excitement. Um, just because like I said, like well, I said it a long time ago. It almost feels like part of me feels like I don't deserve it just because I'm still stuck in my amateur days type of mentality. And like I don't see myself as this superstar or whatever. So I think it's cool, like, whoa, like I'm in this situation fighting for a title, possibly for $1 million, this and that. So it definitely uh, brings an excitement versus stress. But I know, like, if I win this fight, like every time I say if I win this fight, I can like imagine people saying, "You can't say if you're gonna win." I'm like, "Shut up." Um, and so yeah, if I win next weekend, um, I'm sure then like I'm gonna be stressing over that. So right now, I'm just keeping it like the idea in the back of my pocket, in the back of the pocket, like just okay, it's there, but I'm gonna push it to the side. Nemkov is in front of me. Let's just take one thing at a time. What happens after this, then we'll worry about the next thing. And yeah, definitely don't want to think about $1 million because it's like that's just unrealistic. Like, I got a good fighter in front of me right now, so just I prefer just let's take it one step at a time.
Understandable, man. Understandable. So I'm going to start wrapping it up here, but I wanted to ask, man, just a little bit of your history again. You and your brother, when you guys tried out for the high school basketball team, him making it, you being cut, and now you're vying for a world title. Obviously, vastly different sports, but the athleticism goes a long way, man. Just tell me, man, coming from then to now, is it's just it's a dream come true. Tell me how it's feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I tried basketball just because I thought that's what I was supposed to do in
Right.
Lithuania. We had like basketball
Of
center,
course.
and I thought I need to do something. I mean, and I sucked at basketball, and I'm glad I got cut from basketball. And wrestling was just so much more awesome. Even right now, my brother regrets playing basketball
Hmm.
in high school. He could have played basketball in college, but he chose not to. But he he regrets it now. He's like, man, I got good at playing a game, but I did not upgrade myself as a human being because he did judo after college for a little bit, and he understood that concept of like combat and like grabbing and throwing if you must, like, and you take it with you for the rest of your life, the knowledge of like self-defense or like the importance of it. So like right now he regrets playing basketball. He's like, man, like I became good at the game, but like what am I gonna do with it? Just play games? Like I wish I would have wrestled so now I know like how to like grab a person or like
Hmm.
throw or like just use my energy in some kind of confrontation, let's say, where you just end up grabbing each other or like top control or something. So he's like, yeah, I wish I would have wrestled because if he feels like he like wasted his years by doing something that is just not important.
Mm.
Unless of course you like make professional, go make money. Absolutely. Then but that's like the only way.
True. I mean, like you said, man, not only just the physicalities that come with it of being able to protect yourself, but the patience that come with it, just the mental fortitude of just your confidence that comes with it, it just goes a long way, man. And I don't have to tell you that, as you know, vying for a world title.
Mhm.
So if I can get out of you, what's your prediction on October 16th? How do you take out Vadim Nemkov?
Um, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but for some reason, I do feel there's going to be a finish. Um, and everybody's predicting it. And like, I don't feel that often, but I think just the energy from everybody and energy from like everybody talking about like DC and me being alternate and me being doing this American dream, like it just makes me believe that like it is my time. Like I'm gonna win in some kind of spectacular fashion.
Well, we're going to look forward to it. And I know you're going to have your eyes set on the main or the co-main event of the evening as you are serving as the main event. Ryan Bader and Corey Anderson. Can I get a prediction out of you for that fight?
I feel Corey will win. Every day I bounce back and forth, but um, yeah. So as right now, Corey. Maybe tomorrow I'll think it's Bader, but as right now, I'll give it to Corey.
Well, Julius, man, nothing but the best of luck in your upcoming fight against Vadim Nemkov. I appreciate you taking the time and go out there and get him, man. The world title's at stake, and the world's your playground, brother.
Thank you so much.
There he goes. Julius Anglickas, he's getting ready to take on Vadim Nemkov at Bellator 268. It's going down on Saturday, October 16th at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. He is stepping in for Anthony Rumble Johnson as the late replacement, and he has the world title at stake. For Julius Anglickas, I'm Adam Christ. Make sure you keep it locked to MyMMANews.com for all your fight news needs.